Where they at?
Wrong for feeling like he did this on purpose. Meaning he chose not to pay child support or send me any money to help me take care of Royal. And now that Royal is having a hard time and not being able to keep his hair cut, or me having enough money to buy him things whenever we're out, he's claiming he feels neglected and that I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing to care for him or provide, even though he just had an expensive Christmas and I took him to activate for his birthday. But the maintenance of our child isn't being fulfilled because I'm doing it alone. Wrong. To think that he intentionally chose not to participate on his responsibility of taking care of Royal just so that he could do what he is attempting to do now, which is take him from me, only to try to ask me for all of his documentation. And it's more so a financial gain and not an emotional gain, or else he would have been more communicative and supportive while he was still living with me, and our communication would have been agreed that it'd be best for Royal to live with him, and that his behavior is a result of his own actions and not because I'm not taking care of him.
Daddy, it's like
The way my son behaves in public and claims neglect is being blamed on me and not the dad, even though he has not contributed to anything. I have screenshots of the way that individual responds to me whenever I have to communicate with him, even when it's respectfully and platonic. Still, it's as if in a tone that he wants authority and control over me in any way. And when he doesn't receive that, I don't receive money. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? For feeling like it's too easy for him to just come and swoop my child, my firstborn, and think that every year he'll be able to claim him as his own and then attempt to try and embellish me out of my money? Am I wrong for feeling used? This man is trying to use me, and he doesn't pay child support. Maybe if he helped out a little more, I'd be able to go out and take Royal places. We can go to the mall. We can go to the amusement park. We can do a whole lot of things. And now that I'm actually talking about it and Royal saying he doesn't get to have fun or I don't spend any quality time with him, I just purchased season passes. I purchased season passes a couple years ago for us to go to Kings Island. He had a ball. We went to activate for his birthday, had a ball. I bought him a hoverboard, a basketball, and all kind of cool stuff on Christmas. A ball. He gets more than enough attention from me. Home is home. And yet, I still do not receive child support. But the issue I'm having is with his behavior. And in my opinion, as an adult, at his age, I feel like it's normal for him to try and challenge everybody, you know? He's a boy. He's learning himself. Hasn't developed mannerisms and his gentleman qualities at the time. Maybe when he goes through puberty or something, you know. But whenever I try to call his dad, he's threatening to try to take him from me instead of just being a parent. He's saying, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know how to raise him. But I'm raising him alone and without the financial support of the other parent also. So you can't say I'm neglecting him and that his behavior is a result of my parenting choices or styles. And that's no grounds for you to claim full custody or try to take my baby. And all he is trying to say is he should just live with me. He'll enjoy it more over here because, you know, he's thinking that his parents, that Royal will act differently with him. And that is like the only thing I want to try to test and see. But I don't want to have to give Royal's documents because, I mean, truthfully, I don't want him to claim him on taxes. He will never do that. I will never allow him. I carry Royal, and that is my offspring. And if he claims Royal, then he might as well ask for full custody. You might as well go ahead and file for full custody and do it that way, you know. And I'll just be a friend of the family, and I'll say, hey, what's good? Scrack-a-lackin', little boy. And it'll be just that, you know. But if he's truly going to take Royal because he thinks that Royal will enjoy being in his presence a little more, then, I mean, he can get him enrolled into a school and everything, and we can work out some type of parenting plan where he can come stay with me on the holidays and stuff like that. But I don't agree with him claiming Royal on his taxes, and something just feels very off about his intentions. I don't think he's really in it 50-50. Like, we always disagree with each other. We don't communicate very well. He doesn't try to go, I hear you, I respect you. It's always a listen to me. But he tries to little girl me, and I be snapping on him, and he can't stand it because I bite back. And I just don't know. Like, is he doing this for him or for our son? And it just doesn't. If it's for Royal, then I don't know. I just feel like he would have agreed to pay child support. He would have said, hey, let's try to establish some sort of visitation, and he would have been a little more proactive and considering. But this is like a competition, it feels. And like I said, he hasn't been helping me all this time. I've been in it by myself, and now all of a sudden, because I've fallen or a mistake has been made, you're ready to take and snatch the entire competition from me and just keep him. And then what I think he's gonna do is try to embellish me. I feel afraid of that, and I don't know if there's anything that I can do to protect myself from something like that. Like, I honestly think he's gonna try to take Royal, parent him the same way I've been parenting him, because I discipline him, and pretty much just try to like put me on child support and nothing's gonna change. He's gonna continue to talk to me the way he's been talking to me, but only now he's just gonna be thinking he's receiving money from me, and any money that I make, I make too much money, and he's gonna try to like really come for me. And I want to be able to protect myself. Also, I just feel like he never gave me a full chance. He needs to be the one on child support and establishing some sort of visitation, because one, he hasn't even introduced me to the other woman that he's living with. I don't know where he's living. I don't have his address. He's keeping it very secretive. And it's just too sketchy. Like, he's a stranger to my family, if we're really honest. I'm sick of Royal's behavior, and if his dad is not going to help me, then I'll get Royal some counseling. But I just don't really, I feel like such a loser if I let him go with this man. I don't want to have to deal with this man anymore. I think he is a threat. I don't think, it's to the point where I'm ready to cut him off completely if I have to get a restraining order type of situation. Like, I don't want to go that far, but I honestly believe he has a personal issue with me, and it has nothing to do with my parenting. I'm a really good mother, and I think that he has a personal problem with me, given all of the facts that I know about him already. I just believe he is too emotional when it comes to the way he communicates with me. It's never usually straight or direct. It's emotional, and he'll try to flip it and make it seem like I'm being emotional, but he's the one speaking emotionally. So, dealing with someone who will not communicate directly, but emotionally we argue and disagree all of the time, and he still doesn't help me on child support. And like I said, he's running. So whenever I probably made a mistake by calling him thinking he'd help me discipline Royal, instead just threatened to come and pick him up and take him and ask for his documents and stuff. So now I'm just like, and Royal even said he wanted to go live with Dewan. In my defense, Dewan threatens Royal with a good time, and clearly I'd be able to afford more if he helped me, but I honestly just file it unfair because, like I said, I've been able to provide season passes, a cool, like, we get out a lot. We just was at a family barbecue. We got the family picnic coming up. So he has nothing to complain about when it comes to if he's bored or not. And he just can't, Royal has no right to sit up here and act like I don't do enough for him. So I think that's just him talking. That's false. But I don't know. I think Dewan just hates that I am a parent and that I am doing a good job. So when I have to call him and make him be a parent, he just be like, well, let me just take it. Like, if we were in a project, he'd be like, well, let me just do it. I'll just do it. Let me do it. And I'm like, no, we're working together. And if we're running into an issue, it's time for you to put in work. But whenever it's time for him to put in work, he just wants to get rid of me and then make him the star. And I don't think he's going to do a good job with him. I was always the one at parent-teacher conferences, doctor's offices, and caring for Royal whenever he was ill. So, I'm going to say a prayer. And I also just want to state, when me and Royal are on good terms, everything is good. And I love him being here. I do. He has his ups and downs, but I do believe I went through my own emotional roller coaster at that age too. And with a little counseling, it can be healed. It can be healed. He does give me a very eerie, itching energy sometimes that rubs me the wrong way and makes me just say, ugh, like, I don't want you here. But I love him deeply and care about him so much that I can't ignore obvious red flags when I notice all Dewan does is play around in real life. He bought a 2-door car for his first opportunity to purchase a car instead of a sedan, a 4-door sedan that his family can fit in. He he is irresponsible with money. He drinks excessively and has been arrested for DUIs and things of that nature. Also, he blasts rap music. I mean, he knows how to have a good time. But I just don't know if things will be better for Royal. It might be more fun. It may, but is he raising a doctor? Is he raising a lawyer, an attorney, a teacher, a professor? I don't know. He might be raising a gentleman. He may be raising somebody that knows how to hustle, but I'm really afraid. And I just think that with a little counseling, Royal can actually thrive. So once he starts this new school, I will speak to the counselor and see if she can meet with Royal, or he may meet with Royal, once or twice weekly, just to make sure he's doing really well. But Dewan is threatening to come and pick him up before school even starts, like next month or whatever. But I'm probably not gonna allow that to happen. But yeah, I just think that, because I do enjoy having my kid around, but I also would love the peace of not having to worry, because he does make me worry all the time. Every day, it's like once he goes to school, I'm like, oh my God, I hope that he doesn't get into an argument or into an altercation with one of the other students or staff or teachers. So yeah, and every day I'm anxious that I'll get a call saying, yeah, Royal's in our office because he's done this. And I'm just like, I'm sick of dealing with this kid, because I don't know what the fuck is wrong with him. I don't know if it's Dewan's genes that got him acting out the way he do. I don't know if it's a mental disability that's causing him to act the way that he do. One of those two things is causing me to lose sleep at night. So whether I get him some therapy and we work on it, he got about 1 more year with me before I give up, because I ain't trying to grow wrinkles and gray hair. And I signed up to be a mother, yes, a parent. I love being a mom. I love being a mom to Paris. Paris doesn't give me these behavioral issues. Only my son. My son gives me behavioral issues. And there are other kids that just don't have behavioral issues. They may have other disabilities, or limitations. But like, behavior though is a tough one, because you're facing juvenile, and I'm facing charges too if you're skipping out on school and stuff. Like, I don't want to be that parent that has to deal with that kid that never showed up to school or always got in fights. So I thought I was raising a very obedient child, and I tried to even keep him in church. We're actually going to church for Easter, but we're still kind of figuring out the kinks. Have I reached the end of the road? Is it time to let Dewan have him and try another route of raising our son? Possibly relieving me of the stress that I've been under caring for this individual. In a quieter house, the only responsibility of one kid, and I can move on with my life, start a new relationship, and just sort of like touch bases with them. I'm okay with that too. I told Dewan that he could have all of his clothes. I told Royal he could have all of his clothes, and if he prefers to be over there, then cool, fine with me. If he thinks the grass is greener, cool.
Oh.
I just need your advice on how to deal with the documentations and stuff, because I still don't think that I want him to like claim him as his own. But I don't want to be selfish either and try to say that Royal lives with me when, but that's none of no one's business, you know. I just, like I said, I don't know if I want to, am I being selfish and a hypocrite if I try to say I should be the one claiming him, or if I should just relinquish all rights and go ahead and let him have it. You know, because that's kind of what I want to do righteously. I want to relinquish all the rights. You go right ahead. You're going to claim him? Cool. You want to raise him? Cool. You guys he can call me whenever he wants to and stuff like that. And it be just that, you know. But I will not tolerate the way that man talks to me. He is wild. And when Royal turns 18, believe me, I won't have any contact with Dawn, period. But, you know, if Royal decides he wants to establish some sort of relationship with me, then hopefully he'll be a little more on the mature end and we can communicate. Because right now, he's a little unscaled. But I also think that's because of his age, and there's no reason to just sort of like, that's what makes me a mother. I'm raising him to be mature, to be scaled, to be able to communicate and share his thoughts and feelings in confidence. So, do I give up? Or do I keep going? Do I keep trying? I don't feel like my fight is over. I don't feel tired yet. I did tell Royal that, yeah, you're on your final warning regarding your behavior, but I low-key meant that, or high-key meant that, because even after your final warning, if I hear any more trouble with his behavior in school or anything, that I would go ahead and decide to see if, you know, Dewan wouldn't mind allowing him to live there or whatever. And even if he was like, no, I tried already, you didn't want to allow him to come, then baby, we got options. We got military. So, you know, I just was trying to give you an opportunity. But right now, I just don't know if I'm ready to give up my 9-year-old, especially if after 9 years I've been taking care of him. And Dewan can claim for the first half, or not even half, first couple of years Royal was born, that he was taking care of us. Dewan wasn't taking care of me, but he was the primary provider for Royal in regards to his maintenance, clothes, hygiene, but I was in transportation, but I was the one handling all the business and putting my signature on all the documents, doctor's appointments, schools. Even if I had to catch a lift, that was my money I was spending. Okay, because I was managing going to school, work, picking him up from school, and bringing him home. His dinner food was provided from the home that we were living in, which was his grandmother's not suitable for living home. But once we moved back in with my mom, I was the primary care provider. Dewan only ever purchased clothes for Royal, ever. And he's only ever taken him out to the mall or something, or to the movies, if that. But I am his primary caregiver. So I just don't know if I'm willing to. It's a mother thing in me that doesn't know if I trust giving someone else the responsibility that I've held for 9 years. I've held the title for 9 years. And yes, I'm not even at my breakup point, but I've reached a point where I have fallen, and he's threatening to try and take him from me or whatever. But that doesn't mean I'm willing and ready for that to happen. And I don't know, maybe Royal is just upset and saying he wants to stay with his daddy because we had an argument. But does he truly want to live there? Meaning, is he feeling what I'm feeling? Does he want to? Are we just upset right now? Are tensions and emotions high right now? So that's what I'm about to pray about. And just in the event, I just wanted your opinion on if you think that I should just try and keep trying and get him some therapy, and maybe we could do it together and try to see, like, therapy costs. People throw therapy out there like it's just something so simple. Like, that's an investment. That's like purchasing a car. So it's almost a maybe on the therapy thing, but talking to the school counselor and at least making sure he meets with her, or he every 2 weeks, twice a week, then yeah, and me, of course, attending parent-teacher conferences, and that being our therapy, and then just sort of making sure we both are on the same page and that Royal is satisfied. And then I could also try to talk to Royal. I ask him what he wants, if he thinks if his dad was supposed to be sending him an Xbox, never got that, or a cell phone. He was supposed to be doing that sending it next month, but or coming down here to give it to him. But I wonder if that would ease him and make him more comfortable here if he had like a game or something, because I have no complaints. I mean, baby, I'm chilling. I start classes in the fall. I just had a birthday. Like, I'm straight, you feel me? So if he really wants to give up this life because he believes the grass is greener, then sure, so be it, you know. But I'm going to prepare to start a whole new life if that is the case. And I don't know, like, I didn't want to have to do that without my son. He's my 9-year-old. I've been raising this little kid since birth. So I'm saying I've been in his face for so long. Dewan was always one leaving to go to work and cheat and talk to females and come home with some money and try to purchase us some clothes, thinking that was going to impress us. And then the shit was fake. If it was name brand, it was fake. So, yeah, I don't know. Like, he's never been able to actually give us an honest life. What is your opinion? Should Lakaya try again? Put Royal in a better school, not in the nearest neighborhood, one that's just good, take good for my word, and put him in a better school, get counseling and therapy, and then try it that way, and just continue to do what I've been doing, even though we had a little hiccup. Has anybody with a son have this issue, like have to like fight their boy sometimes because like just sitting, we don't have soft moments anymore, just sitting down talking to him don't be working, like we be having it'd be a lot. Yeah, like I really have to make sure he understands me sometimes. So, you know, this shit is real. It's real, very real. I don't know. You'll say it. Do I give up my baby to a man I barely even know, who thinks he can do better but never actually helped in the first place? And the funny thing about it is he always compares himself to me. He'll say, I'm not your mama. I ain't gonna do that. I ain't like her. And he used to wear my makeup. He used to wear my concealer and my mascara on his eyelashes and try to like make himself look pretty. And you know, just like try to be me and stuff. And he'll always say like discipline and royal wise, thinking he could be a better parent and that the grass is greener, but yet your standards are compared to mine, because you'll say I'll do the opposite of what she'll do. But if I'm your opposite, then what is it that you're going off of? Where is your parenting learned from? Because a lot of the things that he says sounds redundant to things I've already said and done when it comes to talking to my son. Like, literal, it sounds like he repeats what I say, but it just comes out of his mouth instead. So I'm like, this is a disaster. I hate talking to him because it's like I'm talking to a kid. And I mean, Dewan, like, it feels like I'm talking to a child. And he has to raise his voice in order to be heard. And he has to compare himself. And he has to say, I could do this better. And you just this, you that, you that, you that. It always turns into a fight, girl. Like, oh.